I have, for example, a report here called Overview of the Student for an individual course. And here it explains to me what the details are. It gives me an overview of the student for the course and shows me the student's activity within the course. Within the curriculum, for example, I want to tell him that I want, on today's date, December 7th, I want to see the student's activity. It will show if the student hasn't logged in today or if they logged in and opened content like tests or assignments. It also shows login times, giving an overview of their activity. This can be set for a day. Let's see it together. Content folder content. Open a folder called tests. Open a folder called assignments and open the clock. All right. And how many times did they join? So all of this gives me what? An overview of the student. An overview of the student regarding what? Regarding their activity within the course on that day. And it doesn't have to be just one day. I can also set it for a time period. I can say for the entire month of December, the entire month of November, or for a specific time range from this date to that date. Okay, let's see it together. We will run it. And it will start here. The first thing we need to do is write a name for the report. The first thing we need to do is write a name for the report. So when you all come here, right? The problem is that there shouldn't be any confusion here. We should write the name of the report. So should we set the name now? Let's move to student selection. Specify the student. It retrieves one student, an overview, will select Riyam and specify the report time period. We want the student's activity from November 1st until today. Then click submit to process the request and wait. We retrieve one student here for an overview. Let's select student Riyam and specify the report time period. We want a report on the student's activity, for example, from November 1st until today. Then click submit to process the request and wait a moment. For the student's activity, we want the time period. A report on the student's activity for any time period. For example, we want to get data from November 1st until today. Just as an example, then we will click on the submit button so it can start processing the request, and it will tell me to wait a moment. And we are waiting. And this process takes a bit of time, folks. It might take a little time or a lot of time depending on the duration of the data it's searching for. If the data is small and the time period is short, it will generate quickly. If it's a longer time period, the report will take a bit longer to generate. So while it processes the data, let's see together while it processes. Let's go back to the course. And we will get the course reports. Is it just taking time? This is regarding the types of reports available for you. There's also an overview of the course activity, which will show me all the students. It will give you an overview of the course activity, showing one student at a time. It will show me what, one student. Is it still here then? Let's see it together now. The grading center, just so you know, the processing is complete. First, is there any problem with the monitoring center or the performance dashboard? Is there any problem with the monitoring center or the performance dashboard? I hope everything is going well. Something else? Okay, I'm just waiting for the report. Okay, let's take a look at the grade center. And you will notice, everyone, that there are 4 types here. The assessment center, of course, as its name suggests, is the place which shows the students' attempts. Their attempts that they submit on assignments, tests, discussions, or activities. These activities have a rating, and these activities have an assessment or a grade. So here it tells me that you have 4 types, either of which require an assessment. What does grade required mean? It means I took a test and I have 40 students and I gave an assignment. Out of those 40 students, 10 submitted the assignment. When I want to see who submitted it, I don't want to see all 40 students because some did and some didn't. So when I want to filter to see only those who submitted, I click on Grade Required. Clicking Grade Required will show me only those who have attempts. This explains Grade Required. You give them a grade. Now the second part is the Complete Grade Center. The Complete Grade Center shows all students. When I want to see only those who submitted the task, I select Grade Required. Selecting Grade Required shows only those with attempts. Only learners with attempts appear. When a learner appears, you can select the learner. You'll enter the grades to view their task and give them a grade. What do you give them? A grade. The second part is the Complete Grades. The Complete Grades show all learners. All learners are in front of me, and I can scroll using the slider to view learners on the left. There's also a slider at the bottom to move left and right to view columns, questions, first activity, tests, tasks. All graded items are visible, like practical tests, high tests, unit tests. Enter the Grade Center, check assignments, and assign grades. What grade do you give? You give a grade. The Complete Grade Center shows all students and their grades. Scroll to view students and columns for questions, activities, tests, and assignments. All graded items appear here, like practical and unit tests. This is why it's called the Complete Grade Center. For tests only, clicking tests shows only test columns, excluding assignments. Here are the test columns. All the students are in front of me, and I move the scroll bar on the left to see the students. There's also a scroll bar at the bottom. I move left and right to see the columns, the questions, the first activity, the tests, the assignments. All graded items appear here, like practical tests, high tests, unit tests. This is regarding the columns in the Complete Grade Center, which is why it's called the Complete Grade Center. If I click on the tests, it shows the Grade Center, but only the test columns. It shows tests, but if there were assignments, it won't show them. So here are the columns for the tests only. This is regarding the columns in the Complete Grade Center, which is why it's called the Complete Grade Center. Now, if I click on Tests Only, it will show me the Grade Center, but the columns that will appear will be only the test columns. It will show only the tests, but if there were assignments, it won't show them. So here are the columns for the tests only. But if I want to see only the assignments, I just click on Assignments. Only the tests, so if you want to see only the assignments, click on Assignments. So it will show me the Grade Center, but only with the assignment columns. Here you will notice that there are no assignments. Here it is. Show me the names, student IDs, and the latest submissions. There are no assignments. Here it is. But here, when I'm dealing with it, I'm dealing with the best, which is the Complete Grade Center. What about the Grade Center? You will notice here in the Complete Grade Center, any test with a grade means the student must have a grade here. However, there are symbols or shapes that you might notice appearing sometimes. For example, Grade Required. You might find this symbol here, which means you need to enter the attempt. You can enter the attempt from here, from this arrow, and view the grading details. You enter and find View Attempt. You do View Attempt to see the assignment or document the student submitted. Based on that, you record a grade for the student. The grade you record will appear to the student in the Grade Center. This symbol represents Grade Required. Sometimes a green symbol indicates the attempt is in progress, often seen during tests. When students start a test, this symbol is present for all who started. Once they finish and submit, it changes to a grade. Now, when a student submits an assignment, the requiring a grade symbol should appear in yellow. You often see this when testing students. When the test starts and students begin, you see this symbol. Once they finish and submit, this symbol changes to a grade. While taking the test, this symbol shows progress. When submitting an assignment, the symbol should say Grade Required. If it shows blue, what does it mean? It means a problem with the attempt. This shows the student tried to submit but failed. Why? Reasons are unknown, many possibilities. For the grade the student will receive, while the student is taking their test, you notice this symbol, which indicates the attempt is in progress. At times, a student submits an assignment. When a student submits an assignment, the symbol appearing is Grade Required. This Grade Required symbol should appear in yellow. If you see this blue symbol, what does it mean? It means there's a problem with the student's attempt. The student tried submitting the assignment, but the attempt failed. Reasons are often unknown due to many possibilities. There could be an issue with the internet connection while submitting, or the file was too large, causing this blue symbol. So it didn't appear, and instead, this blue symbol showed up. What does that mean? It means there's a problem with the student's attempt. This indicates that the student was indeed trying to submit the assignment, but the attempt failed. What could be the reason? The reasons might be unknown because there could be many possibilities. there could have been an issue. For example, the internet might have had a problem, right? It could be that the file itself that they were trying to upload was too large, right? So a specific problem could occur and this blue symbol appears. So this blue symbol means that the student was trying, but the attempt didn't go through.